with David Brinkley's Journal.
Good evening. It's Rockefeller. At the White House today, the president nominated former New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller to be vice president. If the Senate and the House confirm Rockefeller, and it looks as though they will, the 66-year-old New Yorker will become vice president under the 25th Amendment of the Constitution. President Ford's choice was generally hailed, although some conservatives, among them Senator Barry Goldwater, aren't happy with it. Here's the story on the White House announcement from Tom Brokaw.
Just before President Ford and Rockefeller entered the Oval Office to appear with the cabinet and congressional leadership, they talked on the telephone with former President Nixon. Nixon called Rockefeller a good choice, a big man for a big job. Mrs. Rockefeller wasn't here today. Rockefeller explained that she had been on a picnic and didn't have time to make herself presentable. President Ford said choosing a vice president was not easy.
It was a tough call for a tough job. The number of people who were considered by me in the process were all men and women of great quality. But after a long and very thoughtful process, I have made the choice, and that choice is Nelson Rockefeller of New York State. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you a good partner for me, and I think a good partner for our country and the world.
Rockefeller is only a nominee at this point. He still must be investigated by 2 congressional committees and confirmed. But he is plainly anxious to get on with the job.
You, Mr. President, through your dedication and your openness, have already reawakened faith and hope. And under your leadership, we as a people and we as a nation have the will, the determination, and the capability to overcome the hard realities of our times. I'm optimistic about the long-term future. Thank you, sir.
Rockefeller's first assignment after the announcement and acceptance was to meet reporters in the White House press room. The question centered on his duties and personal finances.
The role of a vice president totally depends on the president. If the president wants to use him, wonderful. If he doesn't, fine.
What do you believe that he will do about what will you do about your financial assets to meet the requirements of the vice presidency?
I'll just conform to the law.
Well, Governor, are you prepared to detail your personal finances for Congress, including your tax returns?
I'm prepared to do whatever the Congress asks me and to conform to the law in every respect.
What is your net worth now, Governor?
You're not a member of the Congress. Excuse me.
You just lauded the president's openness. You seem to be a little less than open with us. Could you?
Well, you're not the committee of Congress. I haven't been confirmed, and I haven't gone before the committee. And my understanding is that protocol says that you don't discuss matters that are going to be taken up by a committee before you get to the hearings.
You doubt that you will be confirmed?
Pardon me?
You doubt that you will be confirmed?
Well, I would never take anything for granted in life, particularly action of this kind. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. I may see you again.
Later, Rockefeller met privately with Secretary of State Kissinger. Before joining the Nixon administration, Kissinger had been Rockefeller's foreign policy advisor, and they are very close personally. This afternoon, President Ford sent Rockefeller's name to Congress to begin the confirmation process, but Rockefeller won't be inactive in the meantime. Tomorrow, he'll attend a Republican fundraising event that was originally billed as an opportunity to meet Vice President Ford. As for other Republican Party campaign assignments, Rockefeller said he would be delighted. Tom Brokaw, NBC News at the White House.
The Senate Rules Committee, which will hold the Senate hearings on Rockefeller's confirmation, has already begun its investigation. The hearings on his nomination could start in 4 or 5 weeks. And if he is confirmed, the United States will have, for the first time, a president and a vice president who never stood for the office. More on the Rockefeller story in a moment.